Hey everybody, this is Tammy from Your Naked Journey. Hope you're having an absolutely fantastic Wednesday morning. I was going to a meeting here in downtown Jacksonville, which I go to like every 2 weeks or so. And for some reason, I pass this park all the time, at least, twice a month. And I've never really stopped and looked. It's kind of funny how, we do things in life and we go past beautiful places like this and never stop and pay attention. So I'm just going to show you just really quick what this park has. Again, I'm just in the middle of downtown Jacksonville. Lots of noise behind me as you can hear. But take a look at this monument and these beautiful grounds. And of course, my water, which is, my favorite thing ever. The ducks are enjoying the day because it's a beautiful day out here today. And it's just a really cool place. Here in the middle of downtown Jacksonville, just past all the homeless people and the bus and the broken down buildings and the poverty that's everywhere. And here in the middle of all of that is this beauty. I wanted to take a minute and talk about personal responsibility. So I posted something on Instagram and Facebook last couple days regarding having control over our lives. Making decisions about who we are, who we want to be, and where we're going in life. And how many people just accept the fact or accept this idea that life just happens to them. And their job is to kind of survive it and do the best that they can and never really truly take control over their life, their destiny, their future, and making the decisions. Because I think primarily, the reason why, because it's fucking hard. It's hard to decide, I don't like where I am and I want to change. And then to freaking say, but you know what? It's too fucking hard, so I don't want to. So we have to admit that to ourselves, which really kind of sucks. So it's a lot easier, I think, if we just say to ourselves, life happens, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, this is where I am, and I can't control it, and everything about my life and everything that controls me and my life is outside of me and my control. So let's take, for instance, Conor McGregor. I don't know, my boyfriend is a big MMA fan, and so obviously, we watch MMA and getting involved in it and getting to know a lot of the athletes and the professionals. And so most of you might have probably know his name because of his boxing fight with Mayweather. And I don't know how many of you know his backstory, but he came up in Ireland in pretty extreme poverty, working as a plumber apprentice, I believe, making like no money at all. And he would work out MMA before work, after work. He sacrificed everything for his dream, which was to become the best MMA fighter there has ever lived, which, and some people would argue he accomplished that goal. The problem is now, if you also have not heard, he has been arrested a couple times, 3 times since his bout with Mayweather. And the arrests have been things and they're very violent and very aggressive, like him attacking the bus where one of his competitors was on with a dolly and actually injuring individuals. So this last arrest was actually when he was in Miami-Dade. And I guess he was leaving a club at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and a fan was there taking his picture. And he allegedly took the camera, the phone from the individual, threw it on the ground, jumped on it a few times, and then actually picked it up, put it in his pocket, and went back to wherever he was staying. So this was reported to the police. He was then arrested about 12 hours later or something like that, and charged with some violent charges. I guess luckily, or whatever, he had just gotten off probation from New York, where he was arrested on the violent charges with attacking the bus. And so I had shared this with my boyfriend, and he sent me some blog posts that were going on in kind of the MMA fighting world, and I think what was, what was so disturbing to me wasn't the fact that this happened. This is somebody who obviously, has some issues that make him probably a good MMA fighter, but kind of a piece of shit, just kind of in general, which not all MMA fighters are like that. Not all NFL, players are violent outside of the game. Just because a couple are doesn't make all of them bad. But half of the comments were, this is showing his true character. The other half of the comments were making excuses. Oh, well, the money and the power are all consuming, and this really isn't his choice, or this is not his fault because the money and the power have taken over him. The fuck does that even fucking mean? What the hell does anything have anything to do with taking control over you? You control you. You control your behaviors. This is you. Money and power only give you opportunity to show character, because there's a lot of lack of consequences for somebody like McGregor. The MMA lets him come back and fight, even though he did these things, even though all of this stuff happens. They just, they excuse it. He gets off in New York pretty easy from actually injuring people on that bus where he threw the dolly into. So he doesn't have to pretty much live by the rules and the consequences that you and I, have to live by, because money in our society, brings, excuses. They bring lawyers. They bring a lack of consequences. So if the consequences from the outside are not going to be enough for you to change your behavior, you are going to act who you are. It's kind of that simple. It's nobody's fault outside of yours. You can't blame your life circumstances. You can't blame your behaviors. You can't blame the things that happen to you on outside influences. Yeah, sometimes you lose a job. It's not your fault. Sometimes shit happens. It's not your fault. How you react to that, how you choose to be, how you choose to interpret that, how you choose to move forward is your fucking choice. Your life is your decision. Your life is your choice. Don't make excuses. And it's sad in society today that people are looking for excuses for somebody like McGregor to act the way that he acts, only with the sole purpose of excuses them from having to take responsibility for their life. So I challenge you today. This is something that I think we all have to struggle with. We all have to recognize in ourselves, to look at your life and say, wherever you are, good, bad, positive, negative, wherever you are today is a result of your decisions. They're a result of your behaviors and your actions. They're a result of how you have interpreted the things that have happened in your life. Things have happened in my life that are outside of my control. My daughter, youngest daughter, was born pretty severe birth defect, was in the neonatal unit for 4.5 weeks. 2 other babies at home. I was in school full time. That wasn't my fault. It wasn't something that I chose for her to have that, but I could have handled it 1 or 2, 3, 4 different ways. How I chose to handle that was I had to fucking go to school. That's what I had to do. I had to take care of my babies. I was married. I had to take care of my relationship. I did what I fucking had to do. I took care of her. She went to school with me for the entire next year because I really didn't trust her to be with anybody else because of this. So I talked to the school. I got permission for this to happen. I had a barrier. I had something come up in my life that would have crushed most people, that would have given them the reason and the opportunity to say, see, I can't do this. See, it's too much. I have kids, I have a family, I have to take care of them. I can't do the things that I need to do. So take responsibility, take control, take power, and make decisions of what your future is going to look like. If you need help with that, check out the link in my profile, and I'd be more than happy to teach you how to re-engage that badass that you were to be as successful as you are today. Talk to you later. Bye.